Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another market recap at the crypto trading channel, your favorite one of them all. Now, in today's video, as always, I'm going to be doing a recap of the market, but not only Bitcoin. We're going to run through a lot of these cryptocurrencies right here and see how they are hanging along. But before we do get into that, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment if you have any questions for me, and I'll make sure to cover them in the next video. Now, first and foremost, before we get into it, there is an article on CoinDesk talking about, this bleak outlook into the market, all of this stuff, people panicking. So it may be a good buying opportunity. So what are they saying? They're saying that, first of all, actions by the Fed are poised to drive down prices for risky assets because they're trying to lower inflation. Makes perfect sense, okay? Second of all, several signs suggest that the crypto sell-off is getting overextended in the short term, which also could make sense. If you guys remember what I talked about Bitcoin in the past video, we are looking at a short-term formation that, right now we have a triple bottom, not only a double bottom. So it could potentially move towards the upside in the short term if we do break this level right here at the 20.5k mark. Now, on the other hand, if we do break the 19.5k mark, we're likely to continue moving down. So that's something you need to keep in mind. But a lot of people are saying that you should maybe be making contrarian short-term bets, meaning that the market is going to move up, even though all of these fundamentals suggest more downside. So Thorn, this guy, CEO or something of this crypto company, I don't even care. He says that while macroeconomic factors and monetary tightening can cause Bitcoin to trade lower in the near term, for several reasons, these levels should be considered opportunistic buying opportunities where depressed prices may offer an attractive entry point. So basically what this whole article is saying, buy the dip, right? But even better than just buying the dip is just dollar cost averaging, right? So stop looking at the 1 hour time frame. This is just one of the many strategies out there. You go onto the daily time frame, stop looking at the short term, delete all of these little things that you drew, and just dollar cost average. So Bitcoin is around the 20k level right now. Dollar cost averaging means, you buy a little bit of Bitcoin right here. Now, if it drops down to the 15k level, right, you can buy a significantly more amount of Bitcoin because the price is down, right? If it drops down to the 10k level, you can buy even more Bitcoin right there. And then you are essentially DCAing or dollar cost averaging, one of the most important strategies in the whole of the crypto universe, only because of the fact that crypto in general, just as the stock market, just as the S&P 500 has been growing for the past 70 years, everything tends to go up because more and more people tend to start investing. So crypto as a thing, right? Will it be a global currency ever in the future? We may not know that, but one thing that we do know for certain is that blockchain technology is something that is irreplaceable, and it definitely has a place in the future. And it only makes sense that since adoption is so small but just starting to grow at this point, there will be another bull run. That's my I don't want to call it a prediction, but I think we're all here hoping for a bull run, and I'm just telling you a few reasons why in each of my videos. Now look at this, I made almost a perfect triangle. Never mind. Next up we have Ethereum on the line. We already talked about Bitcoin. It's either moving up from the 20.5k mark or down from the 19.5. Ethereum, on the other hand, seems to have formed a nice bottom, a nice zone of support, but it is an intermediary support because we only have 2 touches. It's not too significant. And right now, even though we see something that may be looking like a bullish correction pattern, right, it can also look like a inverse head and shoulders pattern with the formation already completely done. Now, if you move on to the 4 hour time frame, and if my internet decides to load at this point, that would be absolutely tremendous. But before it does, there is some important news going on in the market today. Non-farm employment change at 2:30 p.m. So this is going to happen about an hour after I upload this video. You need to take into consideration this news. It is very important. It is going to rock the market, and it is going to introduce some volatility that is going to be interesting to watch since it is a Friday and the end of the trading week. Now Ethereum, as you can see, we have made a nice head and shoulders pattern. Wait, let me actually plot that a little bit more. Oh, okay, I just zoomed out. So I'm going to plot it right now a little bit more carefully for you, just because I want to be precise in my analysis, right? So this is what you do. You find your location, you draw the neckline, right? The neckline is very important. But right here, we don't really see a very clear neckline, right? So in a head and shoulders formation, usually you have a right shoulder, a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder and a neckline, right? But this neckline, let's say if you draw it right here, there is, you know, some price movement above it, which could be an anomaly, but you know, I'm still gonna plot it somewhere here because it does make sense. And Ethereum actually broke down below it, and currently we do seem to be making a resistance at this level right here, which could mean that Ethereum in the short term could go down into the 13.61364 level, or even down once again into the $1,000 level in the upcoming weeks. Now, if Bitcoin decides to start moving bullish, as this article so kindly suggested, then there is a chance that Ethereum continues moving bullish as well. And the bullish target for Ethereum in that case could be, well, as high as this right here. So I would say that this, it's very, very difficult. Ethereum's price action is crazy. So I'm just going to put it right here for the bullish signal at the 2K level, because at the 2K level, it is a psychologically significant zone, and we could see some movement towards the downside from that area. Polkadot, for example, is creating quite a bottom. And by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, I am using the logarithmic chart, because a lot of these charts, you know, if you see Polkadot like this, what are you gonna do with the chart? It's just ugly, you know? But if you go into the log chart, it allows you an opportunity to create some sort of a little bit more educated technical analysis, which I do not see anything for Polkadot. So Polkadot right now, you know, could be also forming a head and shoulders pattern or something, but it's very ugly, so I'm just going to skip it. For example, Bitcoin, it's interesting price action, right? We can see stuff going on. We can see a nice downtrend correction pattern being broken out of, and currently price consolidating. In the near term, we could move a little bit up and then continue moving down, or potentially, you know, move even more up and then after that continue moving down. So short-term relief is very, very possible, and that's why Bitcoin is in my highlighted pairs right here, same as Avalanche. So I took a short on Avalanche a few days ago and it's still running. I will you know, stop the whole trade if the price reaches my break-even level. So my stop loss is at break-even at this point. I'm not going to allow myself to enter a loss if the market enters a brief period of bullish movement, right? That makes perfect sense. Mana, for example, also broke out of a nice correction pattern. So as you can see right here, boom, it's broken out of it. And in the short term, very similar to Bitcoin, we can see that we are creating somewhat of a support around this area right here, and we could you know, potentially continue moving up into this level right here. So doesn't this look dangerously similar to Bitcoin's chart, right? So you have a level of resistance, you have a level of support. If we break the resistance, we're moving up slightly towards the upside, but if we break the support, we're moving you know, potentially quite a lot towards the downside into the next larger target. Very, very similar to what Bitcoin is doing. So on the hourly time frame, as you can see, we have this zone of resistance. If we move up, we're moving into the next zone of significant resistance. But on the other hand, if we do move down, well, we're going to move down probably quite a lot more into, you know, this next level of support. So I think that's it for today's video. I'm not going to bore you with too many other pairs. Solana, for example, it is a coin that I do not trust. And, you know, I would be very careful buying the dip when it comes to Solana, because as you can see, we had a nice correction pattern. We have a huge head and shoulders pattern going on right here. And from the technical side, this coin is very bearish at this point, especially so if we do manage to break this area right here. So if we do manage to break this area, Solana could go down to as far as even the $2.6 level, which is, you know, almost at the pre-COVID times, how much it can actually drop down. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel, check out my previous videos on the side, and lastly, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the crypto or blockchain or NFT or metaverse world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.